Howl's Moving Castle Ghibli's best love story? Today we're diving into why this film stands out among Studio Ghibli's romances. Not just for Sophie and Howl's relationship, but for its take on beauty, growing up, and the transformative power of learning to love yourself. Howl's Moving Castle takes everything we expect about beauty and romance and turns it inside out. Sophie Hatter begins the film convinced she is plain, unremarkable, and destined for a small life. She works in her late father's hat shop, watching the world from behind a counter instead of stepping into it. Her coworkers gossip about boys, her sister knows she's beautiful, and her mother treats appearance as currency. Sophie has absorbed the message that beauty determines value, and she has decided she does not qualify. Then the Witch of the Waste curses her into the body of a 90-year-old woman, and something unexpected happens. Sophie becomes more confident, more assertive, more herself. The burden of needing to be desirable disappears. Old women are not expected to be beautiful, so the pressure vanishes. And with it goes Sophie's self-doubt. The curse frees her from the fear of being judged. The film makes it clear that Sophie's appearance shifts with her emotional state. When she stands up for herself, when she protects Howl, when she allows herself to love, she grows younger. When she doubts her worth, she ages again. The spell responds to her self-perception. The witch may have cast it, but Sophie sustains it every time she tells herself she is unworthy. That is why the ending matters. Sophie returns to her younger body, but her hair remains silver. This is not a mistake or leftover magic. It is the proof of what she has learned. She does not erase the woman she became. She carries that confidence forward. And here's the reversal that makes it even better. Howl is the vain one. He obsesses over his appearance, spends hours on his hair, and falls apart when Sophie accidentally ruins his dye. He is the one who believes beauty defines worth. By the end, he lets go of that version of himself. He stops dyeing his hair and leaves it dark, the color Sophie calls starlight. The film frees Sophie from beauty standards and forces Howl to confront them. Most Miyazaki films follow children learning how to become adults. Howl's Moving Castle follows adults who refuse to grow up. Sophie hides in her shop. Howl builds a moving castle so he can run from responsibility. Markle pretends to be an old man so people will take him seriously. Calcifer is trapped in a state of suspended childhood. The witch clings to youth through magic. The world they live in offers terrible models of adulthood. Sophie's mother is shallow and self-absorbed. Men either harass her on the street or try to use Howl as a weapon. Madame Suleiman manipulates. The king sends young men to die in a pointless war. If this is what growing up looks like, avoidance feels like survival. But the film argues that running solves nothing. The story resolves when these characters build their own version of adulthood, one defined by care, responsibility, and chosen family. Growing up in this world means choosing to protect something. Sophie does not have conventional magic powers. Her strength comes from empathy, loyalty, and emotional courage. She is the one who holds the household together. She takes in the witch despite being cursed by her. She saves Howl by returning his heart. She breaks Turniphead's curse and helps end the war through kindness rather than force. Calcifer, the fire demon who powers the castle, is literally Howl's heart. As a child, Howl saved a falling star by giving it his heart. The castle becomes a physical expression of his inner world, messy, unstable, powerful, and guarded. From the moment Sophie enters the castle, Calcifer listens to her. He follows her instructions, lets her cook on him, and treats her as an authority. He does this because he recognizes her. Howl's heart already belongs to her. Sophie takes on traditionally feminine roles: caretaker, homemaker, emotional anchor. In most films, this would be framed as limiting. Here, it is shown as powerful. She transforms the castle from chaos into a home. She gives Markle stability. She teaches Howl what it means to belong to something larger than himself. The film validates a different kind of heroism. Sophie saves the day through compassion. When she needs the witch to return Howl's heart, she does not fight her. She hugs her. She treats her with dignity, and it works. Contrast this with the witch's possessive love, which seeks ownership, or Madame Suleiman's control, which seeks obedience. Sophie's love is acceptance. She embraces every version of Howl: the coward, the hero, the wizard, the monster. She tells him, "I don't care if you're a monster." That love makes him whole. At its heart, Howl's Moving Castle is about the relationship between loving others and loving yourself. Sophie begins the film loving everyone except herself. She takes care of her family, her customers, the castle, and everyone inside it. She does not believe she deserves the same care in return. Howl begins the film loving only himself. He guards his freedom, avoids responsibility, and keeps emotional distance. Together, they find balance. There is a detail many viewers miss. When Howl rescues Sophie from the soldiers at the beginning, he tells her, "There you are, sweetheart. I've been looking everywhere for you." It sounds like a charming act. It's not. Near the end of the film, Sophie falls through a portal into the past and meets a young Howl as he saves Calcifer. She tells him, "Find me in the future." She creates a time loop. That boy has been searching for her ever since. Their love story is a circle. The score is even titled Merry-Go-Round of Life. This reframes everything. Sophie believes she is not special enough for someone like Howl. In reality, she is the person he has been searching for since childhood. Sophie learns she is worthy of love because she learns to believe it herself. That is why she ends the film with silver hair. her. She accepts every version of who she has been. Howl learns to stop running. He finds something worth protecting. Sophie gives him the courage to face Madame Suleiman, to fight on his own terms, and to build a future. He does not lose his freedom. The film ends with them flying away together. His freedom now includes responsibility and love. When Howl sees the growing family inside his castle, he asks Calcifer why he let them all in. Calcifer replies, "They blew in with Sophie." Howl laughs and says, "It seems everyone in our family is a little complicated." He has learned that love means opening the door to messy, imperfect people, including yourself. Is Howl's Moving Castle Ghibli's best love story? It is certainly their most romantic. But what makes it special is its understanding that romantic love and self-love are inseparable. The film flips beauty standards, celebrates aging, and reframes domestic care as strength. It shows that many curses are simply the stories we tell ourselves about our own worth. Miyazaki once said he wanted this film to convey that life is worth living. In a world full of war, fear, and people telling us we are not enough, Howl's Moving Castle offers something simple and powerful: the idea that we deserve love, that growing up does not mean losing yourself, and that your heart, heavy as it is worth carrying. The final image says everything. Sophie and Howl kiss on the balcony of their new flying castle as bombers pass in the opposite direction. The world remains broken. The war continues, but they have chosen each other. They have built a family. They have chosen flight over destruction. Sometimes that is the bravest thing you can do. This is Ladies First, watching women in movies. Here, we empower women by reviewing and discussing films that highlight their stories, struggles, and achievements. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.